From San Francisco to Paris, Nashville to Amsterdam, we're reaching up.
This is Don Fass in San Francisco, and we're reaching up again this week with music, some cool wisdom, and special guests.
Hey, what's up? This is Michael Tait of the Newsboys on Reaching Up with my man Don Fass.
Michael, there's so much I want to ask you about in so little time today. First off, how do you feel about not being in DC Talk? Let's start with that.
Well, it's not too hard to feel weird about not being in DC Talk, seeing that DC Talk has not been DC Talk for more than 8 years now.
Okay.
So it's, and actually what's really weird, change you asked that, Don, because now I feel even more back into the swing of things because the Newsboys and DC Talk, after all, are sort of like first cousins. You know, we grew up together. So, you know, a lot of our fans, I'm learning now, being on the road with the Newsboys, a lot of our fans were Newsboys fans. And vice versa. So I feel right at home. Yeah, I miss Toby and Kevin, my two white buddies, my two counterparts, but it feels quite nice right now.
Well, we should tell people who don't know that you started DC Talk with Toby Mac.
I did. Toby Mac and I were best friends in college. Roomers. We roomed together at school at Liberty University. Jerry Falwell, he's deceased now. But we started there and had no clue where it would go, and it ended up being, you know, the big band and of all, you know, Christian time, and man, I'm humbled by it every day I think about it. But right in line was the Newsboys, so it's like, you know, hopping out of one beautiful horse into another beautiful horse.
Well, how did that actually happen? I mean, that Peter decides that he wants to produce, and he's been on the road a long time. Well, and you're friends.
Well, Peter and I, we became fast friends years ago, the Newsboys and DC Talk. But Peter was after a million miles on the road and no time with mom and dad and family and wife. He just needed a break. You know, he said, I need to come off the road. You know, he's been done it for almost 20 years. And the truth be known, Peter did the road thing because he wrote the songs and he sang, but he'd much rather be behind the scenes. And he's where he wants to be, and he's where he belongs. So, and me being the front guy now, I'm humbled, honored, and it's an absolute pleasure and joy to do it. But it's like, this is my strength. It's what I enjoy doing. So I feel like we're in the, you can't have a better built house now.
So I spoke a little while ago to Ben of Bread of Stone, and he said you've done something like 15 or 20 dates so far on this tour. What's it actually like being the new frontman of Newsboys?
This is actually tonight is my 5th full show as the frontman of Newsboys. And I'm going to tell you, it's like driving a Mack truck. Or even better, remember the first Indiana Jones when the big ball is chasing the guy? He's running. That's what I feel like. I feel like the big ball of Newsboys is chasing me the first couple of shows. I was like, whoa, get out of the way. You know, the car was before the horse a little bit because it was such a big job. But I'm just starting to get settled in my boots now. And I love it. And I get to minister. In DC Talk, you couldn't, you know, I would sing a part and Toby would come in and Kevin would come in and vice versa. So now I can just relax and go, breathe and just take my time sharing the gospel through song with my mouth, telling stories about African American lifestyles in the inner city to a mostly white audience, which is kind of cool too. And just being who Michael Tait is, the family of God.
Since we don't have a lot of time, and I know that it's something that's in your heart, tell us about the purpose of this tour in terms of social justice and what it's doing.
Well, it's Global Tribe, an organization that the Newsboys started, and it's everywhere from Mexico to Africa, reaching out to the world globally, and doing what seems like such a daunting task to many. It's a command. And we want to do that, and we have done that. I have not yet gone on a Global Tribe trip, looking very forward to the next one. But my point is, I don't think God meant it metaphorically to say go into all the world to preach the gospel. He meant it literally to go into all the world. And what better job for a rock band, you know? Funded by an African American at that. 3 white boys behind him playing. I think what a great picture of living integration, if you will. And the message of Christ presented in such a clear, plain way.
I just spent the last 3 days with Martin Smith of Delirious in Long Beach. Great guy. And, of course, he's leaving Delirious to do Compassion Art. But everybody I'm talking to these days has a tremendous heart for doing justice in the world.
You know what? And it's funny because I think about Angelina Jolie and, of course, Brad Pitt. They're doing their whole goodwill thing. And it's real. It's not just for the cameras or the press. But it's in my heart also, too. My dad was an inner city He passed away 10 years ago, but he had a heart for inner city America. And he started 5 inner city churches in D.C., where I grew up, Washington, D.C. And it's like, it's times, more now than ever, too, I think the believers that are in touch are starting to feel more of a urgency. Because times are dark, brother. And they've been saying it for years, I'm sure, it's getting close. Well, it is truly getting close to the time of Christ. I really believe that. So
you're talking about this as a wake-up call, really?
No two ways about it. No, it is definitely a wake-up call. So to me, it's like I don't want to be caught holding the bag. Empty the source. I want to go out there, man, and make it count. I know my dad always said, son, I've never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. So you can't take it with you. Make it count, man, here on earth.
Are you still doing work like I know that you've done because your heart's also in really dealing with racial injustice?
Oh, no question about it. Working on a brand new book called Only Human with question mark at the end. And it says HUE-MAN. Are we only colors? Or is there more? We don't. There's more to life than just colors. And the whole idea of it is, once again, to get people to just think deep about why we respond the way we do and act the way we do, and why we're afraid to leave our comfort zones. I know why. Everybody looks like you, walks like you, talks like you, eats like you, acts like you. But when you leave the shoreline and go into the deep, that's where the big fish are. The waves are bigger, the water's deeper, it's scary, but that's where the real living is.
I know that we kind of got to wrap up, have you do some great promos for us so we can play Newsboys music, but what a pleasure to meet you, and I'm going to ask you on air for a promise to do this again when we can.
I promise you I will do it. I love the way you look. you have the stoic, like, I love it. It's like you're so full of character.
That's just my old 60s look.
I love it, man. I love it. Our road manager came back to me. He goes, man, this guy's cool looking, man. You got to meet him. So the whole band that. I was like, yeah. I know it's a bit surfacey, but I'm just saying you have a heart too. You have great questions, but it's always kind of cool too to meet people that have, a little something more to them.
We're trying to do a lot of social justice collaborations, and I'll ask you off air how I can reach you to send you some information about that too, and maybe we can all do something together, including Martin. Martin's working with Sojourners now, and all that.
I love it.
So, thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
God bless. Have a great tour. We'll do our.
Reaching Up Radio is a production of Street Cats Foundation for Youth and One Heart for Kids. Our engineers in San Francisco, John Clem and David Molina. And in Denver, Michael Tamburello of TMG Music. Email us at reachingupradio@yahoo.com or write us at Post Office Box 72174, Oakland, California 94612. Or see us on the web and join us at reachingupradio.com. This is Don Fass. Join us next weekend and keep reaching up.